This is Red Bull Rampage, the most dangerous, breathtaking, and legendary freeride mountain bike event in the world. 20 riders, 1 desert, and 1 rule. The gnarliest run wins.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring.
It all began in 2001, in the Red Cliffs of Virgin, Utah. Back then, freeride was exploding, but no competition could really capture its raw spirit. Downhill racing had taped courses, slopestyle had man-made jumps, but freeriders wanted something different. So Todd Barber came up with a crazy idea, a race without an actual course, just a blank canvas. Red Bull immediately said yes, and just like that, Rampage was born. No marked tracks, no set lines, just cliffs, canyons, and 1 rule: make it to the bottom. The first editions were almost experimental. Riders like Wade Simmons, Robbie Borden, and Cedric Gracia dropped in on heavy 40-pound bikes with tiny suspension, rim brakes, and fragile tires. They carved down raw ridgelines and blind cliffs, often with 30 or 40-foot drops. Back then, just surviving a run was enough to impress the judges.
Whoa, I went off the picnic table.
In 2001, Canadian freerider Wade Simmons took the first Rampage win, etching his name into history. The prize pool was $8,000, nothing compared to today. In 2024, it was more than $100,000. That year, one kid stood out. The 14-year-old Kyle Strait won Best Trick.
I was 14, somehow got into it, and my dad said, just let him try.
To this day, and probably for the rest of history, he is and will be the youngest Rampage competitor ever. Over the next few years, Rampage grew wilder. Tyler's Super T Klassen threw one of the first massive drops, around 30 feet, setting the tone for the years to come. Josh Bender attempted even crazier gaps, including a 55-foot cliff that destroyed his bike, but built the myth of Rampage as a place where limits were constantly pushed. Remember that kid I talked about a few seconds ago? The 2001 Best Trick wasn't his only Rampage award. In fact, in 2004, he shocked the MTB scene.
I saw it, I was like, okay, well, it looks like you can definitely do it.
At just 17 years old, he was crowned freeride champion and youngest Rampage winner, an undefeated record to this day. After 2004, the event took a break.
Doing these massive gaps, like, it's too dangerous.
Organizers had to find a new mountain, arguably an even crazier one. But in 2008, Rampage returned, this time bigger, badder, and more professional. Riders were now allowed to build their own lines, with small dig crews shaping the desert to create jumps, step-downs, and gaps that matched their imagination. The only problem was there was no water.
Rained the day before, and then we were able to stack up like our first landings. That just falls apart. I mean, it's desert, right?
That year, a controversial rule was introduced. Wooden features were allowed. Let me know in the comments if you missed them. That year, Brandon Semenuk, still a teenager, announced himself to the world with his insane style.
I'm going dumb. I'm trying to live it and stop.
That wasn't just a win, it was the beginning of a legacy. In 2010, the Oakley Icon Sender got created.
The Oakley Icon Sender, that thing was massive.
Cam Zink changed everything. He sent a giant 360 off that massive drop, flying over 40 feet sideways.
Cameron Zink, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah! Shut the front door!
It became one of the most legendary tricks in freeride history. That move won him the event. From that point, Rampage was no longer just about surviving. It was about combining massive freeride features with slopestyle level tricks. The prize fund was growing, but still less than a quarter of what it is today. The features themselves kept growing. Jumps reaching 70 feet, canyon gaps that looked impossible. The infamous Oakley Sender, a near 50-foot step-down, became legendary. Every year, the riders transformed the Utah desert into a proving ground where only the boldest could shine. In 2013, Kyle Strait wrote his name in the history books for the 3rd time. A crazy run earned him his 2nd Rampage win. He was the first to ever do so.
Having a really good run, and everybody was stoked on it, so here I am now.
That year, Kelly McGarry sent the iconic Canyon Gap backflip. On that same jump the following year, he crashed, creating one of the most legendary falls in the sport. In 2016, Kelly McGarry tragically passed doing what he loved most, and to this day, he's still remembered as one of the greatest freeriders to ever live. In fact, Rampage isn't just about victories. It's about crashes, broken bones, and riders risking everything. Paul Basagoich's crash in 2015 left him paralyzed. He overshot a step-down, which threw him off a cliff, a brutal reminder of the danger behind the glory. At the same time, his story of recovery inspired the whole MTB world. 10 years later, he's back shredding jumps as if nothing ever happened. That year, another brutal crash happened. Nikolai Rogatkin fell the height of a 4-story building. Incredibly, he managed to not get hurt.
Medics ran over to me and I just got up and grabbed my bike, adjusted my helmet, dropped it and finished the run.
That year also saw the highest scores ever awarded. Kurt Sorg won with 96.5 points and 4 other riders scored in the 90s. 2 years later, in 2017,
oh, he flipped no-handers on that hip into the step down. He's got a kicker. Does he flip it? He does!
Kurt Sorg won again, becoming the first rider to ever win Red Bull Rampage 3 times. Another 2 years went by.
2-time winner. He'd love to add his name to the history books and be a 3-time winner.
Brandon Semenuk sent a perfect run with top-level slopestyle tricks. Just like that, he managed to win Rampage for the 3rd time. But the Canadian wasn't done yet. Tying the record wasn't enough for him. In 2020, the event was called off due to COVID-19. 2021 was one of the greatest Rampage battles ever. Kurt Sorg and Brandon Semenuk didn't like the idea of tying, so they both gave it their all. Kurt Sorg went easy on his first run,
Suicide no-hander. He's into his rhythm section right now.
scoring only 73 points. Brandon Semenuk over-rotated a jump and crashed.
There it is. Oh no, over-rotate!
In the second runs, they both knew it was their moment.
And now, can he gauge the right speed for this flat spin? There we go!
Semenuk sent the first ever tail whip from a flat drop in Rampage history.
What's it gonna be, guys?
89, we have a new leader.
Sorg also went wild.
Over that hip. There we go, the Superman on the trick jump, which is his flip drop. He flips it again. Flip, knack.
But not enough for the judges. He scored just 0.67 points less than Semenuk. Kyle Straight had a chance to join the 3 wins club, but unfortunately lost the pedals in a flip at the end of a flawless run. With that, Brandon Semenuk became the first rider to win Red Bull Rampage 4 times. In 2022, Semenuk dropped in with a wild ninja drop.
Bar spins the Canadian gap, putting that single crown fork to use.
But due to strong wind, second runs were called off, and Brett Reeder took home the win.
Yes! It was. And then a tail whip up to the ridge. That gap is like 50 feet.
In 2023, Semenuk decided to race in a rally instead of Red Bull Rampage, missing the event for the first time since 2011. In 2024, women took part in the event for the first time at a brand new venue. Robin Gooms won, and Red Bull announced that the top 5 athletes in both the women's and men's competitions will receive equal prize money for their efforts. In the men's category, Tom Eisted sent a wild canyon gap. Semenuk crashed in his first run. Despite the wind, he went back up to try again and won Red Bull Rampage for the 5th time, but this time definitely not without controversy. Even though his run was packed with crazy tricks and big jumps, many people said it wasn't actually freeride. The path was smoother than what the founding fathers imagined. Many also thought that Brendan Fairclough got robbed.
We're hearing some boos from the Finnish crowd, which means the fans really like Bren Dog's run.
Even if he didn't send the craziest tricks, his run was all about freeride, not slopestyle. Many theories were created to justify his really low score. For that reason, he decided not to compete in 2025.
Turns out freeride ain't free.
Also, Kyle Straight decided to sit this one out after taking part in every single Rampage edition ever. And as we look toward the next Rampage, one thing is certain. The desert still has more to give. Bigger drops, bigger tricks, and more unforgettable moments are waiting. Because Rampage isn't just a freeride competition, it's the heartbeat of mountain biking itself.